What's up, YouTube family? We are back with another crazy one, and today we are going to be breaking down a very simple crazy flip, which we carried out right in the community, right? We actually did take a 50 USD all the way to 1000 USD in a span of 4 to 5 hours, right? And this is just with the easiest scalp re-entries, right? So I'm literally going to be breaking this down. And for those of you who are particularly new to this YouTube channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and click on the link in this particular video description to be part of our free Telegram community. So far, I'm literally going to put this up right here and get to like show you the crazy flip and yeah, break down how you all can be able to do this in real time and then replicate the same process over and over again, right? So far, this is our free Telegram community. As you can see right here, we've had every single trade level called out for everyone in the private community where the trade codes are sent in to be able to like do the same thing I do, right? So here we go. This was literally the trade setups, and of course, we actually do have people in the community smashing it as easy, right? So we did first of all take we firstly did take this particular trade from 50 all the way to 500. As you can see right here, this is 44 USD, and this was due to the commission charged on this particular trade, right? So we actually had this floating all the way 500 USD, and this is literally made possible with having precision and at the same time access to crazy leverage, right? Which I'm literally going to make sure the link to the broker is being provided in the link or in the description of this particular video, right? So as I did say, if you're new to this particular YouTube channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and click on the link in this particular video description to join our free Telegram community. So far we did it 44 or let's say 50 to 500 and all the way this was our entry, right? And these were not just random entries, and this is the community so far, and we were able to like take 500 risk in just only 100 USD, and we smashed over 464, right? That is practically 1000, and this was literally a very easy one right here with the trade being closed at this particular point. So that is it, guys. So let's hop on to the chart real quick and give this a very valid breakdown as to how we like do this. So let's see. All right, so this is our chart currently, and I'm going to be breaking this down, right? And I'm literally going to break this down easy, and how you can do this, right? So for right here, we actually did get the presence of the daily SNL level, right? And for those of you who are new, right, you can understand every single thing I said in respect to a daily level. So right here, we actually did see the presence of price giving us a push to the upside, retracement, continuation push to the downside, and retracement, right? And a very crazy expansion all the way to the upside. One thing we've always talked about is the presence of high value areas and price. And I did actually make sure I did break this down. I did break this down, right. So right here, after price expansion all the way to the upside, we needed to like see price retest this origin level. And when we talk about price, the origin, right, let me break this down. So in respect to SNLC, in respect to SNLC, right, we actually do have the presence of what? This is a higher high, higher low. Price did make a higher high, higher low, and expansion, right? Now, seeing price come back all the way, we anticipate a rejection, or we anticipate price giving us a retest of the neckline, which is practically this particular point, right? We did anticipate price giving us a retest, right? Now, whenever you're looking to refine, your refining is going to be at this particular point. As you can see right here, this is a demand, and price coming into this is also a demand, right? But in this particular case, we actually want to like break down this demand to the very T and get a very precise reversal point, right? Now, with all of this has been said, we actually did see price retest at this particular level. Now, we did see our price bounce off this, or we were expecting price to bounce off this, right? And at the same time, we actually had a level where we expected to see price sell off from, right? So this is more like getting a resistance to price for price to like, or a support in price in order for price to continue to the downside, right? So you see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and lower high, lower low right here, okay? I'm trying to like put this narrative so you will understand that it is never random, right? And if you do check out the previous video, we actually did talk about how to prevent bias, right? So overall, we've actually said that this particular level is a key level to push by short-term to the upside. So all this is going to take me down is to the 4 hour time frame because on the 4 hour, I actually want to make sure I break down this particular setup, right? Now, the reason I'm literally scaling down to the 4 hour time frame is to be able to refine and at the same time filter out every single noise and price so that I'll be able to get a very good entry. Now we did see shoulder right here, head and price expanded. So this means this has been a very fresh zone of price. As for every single refining we're looking to do, we actually want to make sure it is a valid uh, QMA pattern, or let's say shoulder, head and shoulder, right? It's easy for the beginners, right? So this is a valid QMA right here. If we proceed further to the 30 minutes time frame in order to be able to like get a valid zone, right? I'm literally going to make sure I take this down all the way to the present supply or demand, right? So right here we actually do have the last demand present or the last um, demand or last bullish candle or bearish candle before price gave an impulse to the upside. So this is my demand level right now. Okay, so every single refining I'm literally looking out for at this particular point is done and dusted. And we are not looking to place limit orders at this particular zone. We are not looking to like just jump in and then place limit orders at this particular zone, right? So there are literally many ways to like scale into this particular setup, of which I'm going to like show you how I was doing them on mine, right? So we did see the price tapped into this exhaustion point present on the 1 hour. And this was a whole lot of noise at this point, I'm not gonna lie. This was a whole lot of noise at this particular point, which is crazy, right? Because generally price is always going to give you just one tap and then it will just fully all the way to the downside, right? Or to the upside, dependent on the setup. So in this particular case, price actually did present this crazy play. We did wait for the presence of a 4 hour engulfing candle, which is where we want to like say continuation, right? As I did say, all of these particular things have been broken down over and over again right here on my YouTube channel. So if you're new, you can click on the link in this particular video description to join our free Telegram community and don't forget to subscribe. So right here, price actually failed to give us a bullish engulfing candle, right? Price failed to give us a bullish engulfing candle. We only had the presence of a hidden engulfer, right? Which pretty much was not a good one because price actually did give a shabby retracement before giving us a closure above this high. Hence, I would say this was not to be considered, right? But price did give me the presence of a bullish engulfing candle right here into Asian section, and I did have my first entry on that, right? So I did have my first entry on that, and we did see this was of a QML. We actually had this of a QML, right? And then price actually did present us with 1 minute demand of a 30 minutes demand that failed, right? But why we had our entry right here was because of the fact that I was already in on this particular setup from this particular hidden engulfer, which I was not supposed to do, right? But my answer was at this particular point, hence my entry was right here, hence I had to like just away with it, and then that was where I had a loss, right? So after the loss right here, no re-entry was taken. We actually did have to like wait, right? I had to like wait and then do a whole lot of waiting. So price came back. We actually did see that price actually did give us a QML still while giving us a long bullish engulfing candle, right? As this was more like validating my setup, and at the same time, this was an A setup for me, right? Because this is a full confirmation, right? And remember, if we actually had our first re-entry right here, and another re-entry came in right here, this is still pretty much valid because the adoption point was present, price was still right there at our zone, right? So it was pretty much a very valid one. That price did give me the presence of this bullish engulfing candle and scaling down all the way to the 30 minutes, right? I did scale down and then this was just literally priced giving us a tap. Price did give us a tap straight up into this 30 minutes level. Okay, price did give us a tap straight up into this particular 30 minutes level. A lot of persons would have been tempted to like scale into this point. They would actually want to give the benefit of the doubt to be able to like be on this particular trade. But trust me, bro, The hardest part in trading, the most difficult part I've ever encountered in the forex market is being patient, bro. Because you can actually miss this. Price can decide to like go all the way to the upside. So, bro, like you just have to be patient. So I was patient, and the price came tapped into this, which is pretty much the same thing I showed right there. And with price tapping into this, my entries were stacked in at this particular point, right? So for the first entries, where I literally wanted to like take the 50 to 500. I did stack in all at this particular point, and I did have my exit at this particular high. Okay, my exit was right at this particular high. Now, the reason was this: the impulse was there, the volatility was there, so it was not difficult having this crazy flip, right? So with the 52, with that crazy flip right there, closed out in order to like create a buffer, right? Which was practically 500 USD plus over 547 or so, right? We had a re-entry from this particular point, stacked in, and then we exited at this particular high. Okay. Now the reason why I did exit right there was because like my target is done, right? And I could as well decide to hold all the way to the upside, right? Which I refused to do because I had my targets in mind, the 50 to 1,000, right? So this is how easy it can be. And again, we have been literally taking out and carrying out flips over and over and over again. And it's my job to show you that you can literally do this with zero to no capital. Of course, you need capital, right? And you need to be able to set your mind to the fact that you are willing to risk this, right? So it's literally on and easy peasy. Again, if you're new to this YouTube channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us for more crazy flips. And this is to show you that you literally have no excuse, right? So I see you guys on the next slide. We will bring this more for you.